Hey everybody, Belinda Sandor here, also known as Rocket Girl. Today, we're going to talk about how to be easy to work with. Hey everybody, Belinda Sandor here. We're streaming all over the place right now with this episode of the RocketGirl Show. We're on YouTube, we're on LinkedIn, we're on Facebook. So wherever you're watching from, come on in. I'm excited that you're here. If you're watching on YouTube, click the subscribe button so that you're notified every time we go live. All right. So I want to tell you a story. So it was last summer. Greg and I, my husband, we were at the grocery store and we saw a sign on the front door of the grocery store as we were coming in, a big banner. It said corn, 10 ears for $2 or something like that. And we're like, oh, that's awesome. Okay. Because we love corn. The chickens love corn. And I thought, let's just buy a whole bunch of corn, right? So we buy a bunch of corn, we fill our basket with corn, and then we go to the checkout. And what we notice is that we're getting charged $5 instead of $2. So, and we had scanned our rewards card. And so we thought, okay, so what's the issue? So we get the attention of one of the employees and they say, oh yeah, that's different. And it's like, what do you mean that's different? It's on the front window of the store, corn, $2. We scanned the rewards card and she says, oh, you have to download an app and you have to install it on your phone. And then you have to put some code from that into the checkout. And I'm like, what? Like, are you kidding me? And it didn't even occur to the person we were talking to that this was ridiculous. That was just how it worked for her. Right. And of course, it was a giant chain store and she had no control over it. But the point was, like, that's insane. Now I see virtual assistants out there that are doing similar things with their clients. And I want to make sure that you are not one of them. Okay. So here we've got Melanie. Melanie is a brand new VA school student. She says, hello, I'm looking forward to this today. And Debbie is here and Vina is here. Excellent. Excellent, you guys. Okay. So we're going to talk about how to be of service. Now that's different from being a servant. Okay. Critical distinction. So let's dive into this, because this is what's going to set you apart, okay? So I want to talk about information gathering, okay? What I mean by that is your client's going to need to give you information, passwords, credit card numbers, special instructions, login information, all different things like that. I want you to make it easy for them, okay? So what you could do is you could say, in order for me to have that information, I need you to sign up for LastPass. I need you to set it up. And I need you to then share your information with me because I use LastPass. Now, while that might seem reasonable to you, my clients don't use LastPass. If I needed them to set that up, I would still be on my first client because they don't know how to do that. That's why they have us, right? So what I want you to do is I want you to take the information the easiest way for the client to give it to you and then put it into your system. All right. So what that means is credit card numbers. Sometimes they text me a picture. Sometimes they will say, can I just give it to you on the phone? Yes, I write it down. Sometimes they want to send it to me in a secure document. Great. Sometimes they want to send it to me in an email. Fine. Right. But the point is that I'm not making them jump through hoops. So what happens is they give me the credit card or whatever the password is. I put it into my system. And now for my convenience and the safety of the data, I have it in a safe place, right? See how that is so much more friendly toward your client, because I've always prided myself on having what I call white glove service, which is, high-end, thoughtful solutions for my clients. And that's one of the ways you could do that, okay? Now, the next one I want to talk about is jargon. Now, as VAs, we have our own language, right? But don't assume that the client will understand what you're talking about. The employee at the grocery store in the story I told you before, she when I asked why we were charged the wrong amount, she spoke in half sentences that made no sense to either me or Greg, So you want to be sure you're being really clear. I had and this was highlighted to me recently when one of my clients wanted to have an event, and we were in a meeting with the person who was handling PR, and she was handling the event, and she started saying things like opt in, click through, all of these different things. And my client, I could tell, was just like glazing over, had no idea what she was talking about. So even though we know what that means, you'll want to say, okay, so we need a place for people to sign up for the webinar. Okay, we know that's a landing page. The client doesn't need to know that. And the client says, great, that makes sense. And we'll need a form on that page to collect the information and to collect payment. Okay, after they pay, we're going to send them to this. Now, we know it's a thank you page, right? But we don't call it that. We say, then this is the next thing the client's going to see. The money is going to go into your bank account. The client, the person who signs up is going to get the link to the Zoom or whatever it is and clear instructions, and then we'll send it to them again the morning of. Now, do you see how that's a different conversation than landing page, click through, all of that? So don't do that, because while it might make you look smart, it makes your clients feel foolish and like they don't know what they're doing, and you don't want to do that. Okay, so don't use jargon. And then the third thing we're going to talk about today is being concise. Being concise. And what I mean by that is when you write emails to clients, you want to think about what does this mean if you know nothing? Okay. So for example, the word it, like here it is. Okay. What is it? That assumes that they're in your head. What you want to say is, here's the signed contract from X, Y, and Z. All right. And really fill in the words and look to see what can you take out and what can you add to make it more clear. It takes more time to be clear. Absolutely. But your clients are willing to pay you for your time to be clear versus having to go back and forth and be frustrated. Okay. So really understand, the mindset shift that it takes to think about this from your client's point of view. All right. And I know that they're going to be so grateful that you're putting this extra thought in, and they will not be, and what's going to happen is it'll start to be just your nature, right? It'll start to be just the way that you run your whole business. And people are not going to be able to stop talking about you when you handle your business this way. Because I want you to make sure that you remember that you are the solution to your client's problem. You are the solution. And I want you to make sure that they feel like, that they're at the foremost of what you're thinking about when it comes to their work. So I want to say hello. We've got some more people here. So it looks like Frederica's here from Amsterdam and Tristy from Montana. We've got someone from Calgary. Yes. And someone says, I've been guilty of that. One of these things, right? It happens. It happens. And here's the thing. The reason I know this is because I've done all of them. I've totally, made it difficult for clients to give me information. I've talked crazy language and I can see them. They're looking at me like, what is she even talking about? And I have been in a hurry, and I'll just say, dash off a line of email, and you definitely don't want to do that. You definitely do not want to do that. Good. All right. So, and it looks like Svetlana is joining us as well. Good. And Jody's here. Great, you guys. Awesome. Awesome. Now, if you're not already a member, I want to invite you to come over to my free online classroom. It's called the VA Connection, and you can just type the VA Connection in the search bar at the top of Facebook, and come on in and click the join button, answer the questions there, and I'd love to welcome you. We have free trainings like this every single week, twice a week, and lots of information to help you get started on your journey as a VA, or take you to the next level if if you've been in business for a while. All right, guys, have a great rest of your day. I'll see you here next week, same time, same channel. Have a great rest of your day. Bye for now.